back to my channel. Please join me with our July 2023 vegetable garden tour. So this is about 60 potato slips of Okinawan sweet potatoes. So this is a recycled wagon that I planted some rose moss. And on this arch trellis is our three kinds of string beans, the green, red, and the duco. So this green one grows up to 54.75 inches so far. I had measured like 38 inches yesterday, and we got plenty of volunteer na habanero peppers, and I just let them grow on its sides with some kangkong. And duco looks like this one. It's a shorter beans, and it's best for soup. It grows about 6 to 8 inches long, and it's kind of pale than the green ones. And I have this red string beans that grows about 28 to 32 inches. This row is the rattlesnake pole beans. It has been munched by the Japanese beetles lately, so I have to put some DE on it. And on this row is the sesame or linga. The bees and other pollinators love this plant, so you can have this because it is easy to grow. It loves sun and moist soil, so you can put mulch under it. It grows 4 to 5 inches tall, and from the ground about 3 inches it already have some sesame on it, so you have to wait for it to turn brown or black before you harvest. On this row is 5 types of tomatoes, so I have 2 of each kind. I have sweet red, I also have 2 husky cherry red, I have some sun sugar, better boy, and Park's Whopper. So if you notice, I have planted 4 marigold on this row, because that is supposed to repel some insects and also to invite some pollinators. So in between this plant, every 2 tomatoes, I have some wing beans, or also known as cigarillas. So they are starting to have plenty of flowers right now, and I have small ones, and I'm excited for this. So this has to be planted early than the other vegetables indoors because they tend to produce later. So I have here also some yellow squash. So I just add this to add color on my harvest. So on this row are about 5 better melon or ampalaya. So I planted 2 types of better melon here. It's not too bitter, and I have some volunteer string beans since last year I had planted some string beans on this. So I just let them grow because they might produce a better string beans that is longer than I had last year. So next row is our red and green okras. You would be surprised, I planted about 120 okras. So there are only few of the red, and some of this okra were planted like a few weeks ago, so it's starting to have some flowers, but just half of these are producing some okras. So I have harvest for today. Ito po yung mga okra. And then on the next row is our moringa. So I have this in the pot because I need to put this inside the greenhouse when the temperature is below 50 Fahrenheit. And I have some volunteer watermelons that I just let them grow on this end, so it kind of covered the plant. And I have here just 1 plant of opo or long gourd. This grows up to 59 inches, pero hindi na siya pwede kainin kasi matigas na yung 59 inches. That is ready to harvest though, and I have some alugbati in the pots because the ones I already have there didn't grow, so I have planted some in the pots. The green one grows a massive leaf, so I can't believe that it has that huge one. So I have some sponge gourd or loofah, also known as patula, on both sides of this. It kind of struggled because it was planted during hot days, so it didn't cover much right now, but I'm starting to harvest some loofah. So on this trellis, I have some Philippine squash. I have 2 plants on this that will cover this trellis, and I bet my chickens will be happy because that will give them shade. So I have 3 piles of liner there so that the chickens will not eat my squash. I have some volunteer alogbati. I have some nasturtium as pest repellent, and some rosemary and more onions as pest repellent on this side. And of course, for the second time, I grow some sayote again, so I'm hoping that I could harvest some and more patolas on this side. And this trellis is taller than the other one, and I have grown some opo on this end, and this is my black-eyed Susan. This is really pretty when planted massive. So that is my long gourd that grows up to 59 inches. I haven't had success growing the longer one that I had from last year. And this is the asparagus that was planted like 2 years ago. It only survived one. And I have here my walking onions, and this is really good for stir frying. And I have here some cat's meow. This is the best pollinator. I have sunflower that is volunteer, and on this raised bed are my peppers. I have sweet banana and poblano. I have 3 eggplants, just enough to make some pakbet and maybe to make some omelette or to mix on my paksiw. So this is the poblano, and the lighter colored is the sweet banana. I have few sweet corn too for soup, which are quite few because the birds eat my seeds. So on this end, this is my pambato. This is the green beans that I use for contest. So this is the long, really long ones that I grow. So this is longer than the ones I had on the arch trellis. So if you notice, this was on our first vegetable garden. It got some garlic planted in between this, so I already harvested the garlic. I wasn't able to edit the harvest yet, but it will be coming soon. And I have one plant. This is a birdhouse gourd. They usually use this as decoration and to make some house for the birds. They just put some hole, take off the seeds and the meat on it, and then dry it. So this is my hose that I use for watering my garden, and I have planted some string beans on this side in between the pergola. That is to add shade in the afternoon when I'm staying in the garden. So I have walking onions, some lemongrass on it, some other insect repellents like rosemary. I will be planting more insect repellents since I am staying here more often when I'm doing my garden. So I'm thinking that it will cover the back of this pergola. So I'm really hoping. So this is the overview look of my garden. So enjoy, and then later there will be a surprise after this video just enjoy. So can you imagine if how much time I spend on this? Just pulling some weeds and dealing with pests, watering, and all that stuff. But anyway, it's very enjoyable, and this is the most awaited season for me every year. I enjoy it, although some stressful moments, but it's fine. Most of these vegetables were fed to my pets. So this is the other side, and I have my burn barrel there. And this is kind of longer because this is a thorough, and I guess next garden update will be longer than this. So I also have my dahlia. Those are my dinner plate dahlia that I use for pollinator, and of course to add some color in my garden. But I am doing some more renovation on this. So this is the place where I stay during my break or after I garden. So that notebook is my notes. Every day I make some notes of what I have observed. So that like maroon one is propagated sweet potato vine. So this is a relaxing place, and of course I have there my card, and I always have my coffee every morning. So I have here my ayuda, the suman, and the Spanish bread, and of course I have my boiled water, and I also have music. I have some pollinator area that will become a very beautiful butterfly later. It loves my parsley. So that is also a sweet potato that I rooted, and this is the only bay leaf that survived. This came from Hungary, from one of my gardener friend. She sent some seeds to me, and that's the only one that survived. And I have my comfrey. This is the best fertilizer for your garden. And I also have my banana. I had a banana blossom or puso last year, but it didn't make some bananas. This is black turmeric. It kind of colored like blue, but I don't know, for some reason they call it black turmeric. So on this side, this is the left side of the pergola, that is my watermelon. So I'm trying to show you how it looks like on the other side of the pergola. So those were like 9 watermelons. So that is the front left side of my pergola. And that's my dog, Luke, always following me. And of course, when I do my coffee, that is my view. And this is the right side when facing my garden, while inside the pergola. Thank you for watching. Till next video. Bye.